Hi guys, Ian and Rich here from Just Play Games. We have just wrapped up day one.
Yep.
Just finished round 3. So we're just going to do a quick wrap up of what the standings look like and the exciting pairings that we've got for tomorrow, because we've just drawn those as well. So we've got 6 people on 3 wins. Although 2 of them are minor. 2 of them have got 1 minor.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Mike Wilson on top right now. And this is in order of strength of schedule tiebreakers as well. So we've got Mike Wilson in first place. Chris Young, who we spoke to on camera earlier, on second place with his Kyla Bron, Daughters of Cain.
Temple Nest.
Yeah, Temple Nest, yeah. Gary Purcell playing his Caradron Overlords, who's had a reasonable run and is also on 3 wins. And then James Chalmers on his Stormcast with his 6 Dracolines, and some shooting, who's also up there. And then both on 2 majors and 1 minor. Tony Moore in 5th place and Matt Tinsdale in 6th place as well.
Yeah, Matt's on Stormcast, Classic Gav Bomb.
Yeah.
Tony obviously on Flesh Eater Courts.
Flesh Eater Courts, yeah. So tough meta for Flesh Eater Courts today.
Yeah, that's been
you know, a lot of shooting. A lot of people who've brought lists that aren't shooting, but you know, like Mike Wilson, who we just spoke to on camera, are designed to work around that Flesh Eater Courts ability. And you know, like we've said before, if you can't interact with that, if your plan is to just fight them in combat, you lose the game.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So a lot of the meta right now is built just to be able to beat them.
Everyone's surprising how many people have been so aware of it, really.
Yeah, it's a really good, really strong meta reaction to that, because you know, no one wants to just lose those games.
No, they forced what people have talked about for a long time, the hand with the shooting or whatever. It's really forced it, hasn't it? So.
Yeah, it really has. And so then we've got some pairings.
Yes,
for tomorrow.
Indeed. So first up on table 1, we're going to have Mike Wilson taking on James Chalmers. So that's going to be the Slaanesh versus the Stormcasts. What do you reckon?
It's a tough one. I mean, Mike's list is slightly less fast, but he's still Slaanesh.
Yeah.
And he's still got Fiends and they're still fast and they're a big part of his army now and they're very killy. But obviously, you know, they might just hit a screen and then get beaten up by Evocators and shot off by Ballistas. So it's a tough one.
Still a Mission and Realm as well to find out.
Still a Mission and Realm.
Players won't know that till the morning.
Yeah, so I think it could go either way. You know, Chalmers knows what he's doing. He's a good player. He's got a solid list. Mike obviously is a good player as well. So I think that one could go. That one could go either way. I do think that one of them is going to table the other one.
Okay.
However it goes, I think someone's getting tabled, but it'll depend who gets the early lead and then snowballs.
Sure.
I reckon.
Cool. Table 2, we're going to see Chris Young take on Gary Percival's Caradron Overlord. So it's like you said, Calibron list. So people don't know what that does. It's manifold hit
with shooting
against shooting. So pretty good. It was one of the things that started to tip KO out of the meta a long time ago. He's brought it back here today. I would expect Gary to have some struggles there, but the list is quite low model count on the other side though, with it being Temple Nest. You know, it is lowish model count, so it's something in Gary's favour. You know, if the mission is model based for scoring and stuff like that, he's probably got an advantage there. So I certainly wouldn't write him off straight off, but
still quite wound efficient in terms of points.
Oh, certainly,
the snake. So you know, it's I wouldn't say it's too bad. I mean, I think the thing is we don't know Chris very well. We've spoken to him today. It's a very smart list, very well built, and he's obviously playing well because he's on 3 major wins. Gary we know is a good player.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how Chris gets on in that. But I think, you know, if we were just looking at lists, I would definitely say Chris's list is favoured there.
Sure.
And again, we'll see with the mission and how the players go, how it goes. That'll be also a good matchup.
And the last one with the guys who are in probably podiums, we're talking about contention here, we're looking. Matt Tinsdale taking on Tony Moore.
Yeah.
Trying to get revenge for his brother here, really.
Yeah.
So, like I say, classic Gav Bomb list, which has dropped off a bit now.
Not good versus Feck.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It hasn't got the interaction with Flesh Eater Courts. It's an army that is very good at lots of stuff, but it wants to fight you in combat, and that's exactly what Flesh Eater Courts want. So I would say this one's certainly looking Tony's favour. Also the more experienced player, I think, as well. So you know, but you know, Matt's a great player as well. So you know, there could be an upset. Although I'd say that's the one that's probably I'd be happiest putting money on if I had to put money on one of these games.
So then after that, we've got a couple of people hanging around the hunt, you know, hoping for some draws and minor wins and stuff like that. Minor win doesn't award you a lot in our events. We glorified draw is the term we throw around a little bit, don't we? Really, do you know what I mean? I think if you haven't won, on the mission, you know, you get 15 points in this for minor win and 10 for a draw, so still chance to catch up on that. Jack Spencer taking on JP Stevens. That's an Eels versus Feck matchup again. So Eels have got quite a big boost versus the Feck recently with the FA
side ruling
and FAQ, not really, but you know how Games Workshop have talked about the start of combat ends and put that in place. So you know, I hope that JP could
it's good.
That one over.
Although the flip side to that, I was just talking to James Tinsdale a minute ago about it, and the other problem is that although the Eels can go in and do that and kill the Terrorgeist can then spend the command point and fight anyway. So a lot of the time the Eels only end up trading at best. So it can still get very scrappy after that with, you know, all the good stuff dies and then you're just left with Thralls versus Ghouls. Although in JP's favour, JP, like myself, is a big fan of Reavers over Thralls, and in that situation Reavers better because you don't have to go in and fight the Ghouls, you can just pick them off, maybe sit on the objective. So, you know, definitely could go either way, that one, I think.
And then our last Khorne player in the hunt really right now, you know, obviously we might see it pan out. Mike Bennett is taking on Rob Hull and Nagash. Now, Nagash not doing fantastic.
Only one here.
There's only one here, but not doing it in the realms. He even died in his home realm, Shaiish, round 1. So he got picked off by some Beast Claw Raiders. So not going great for him, but still performing reasonably well.
Yeah,
still around the top of the tables and that. So.
Well, Mike's not a hugely experienced tournament player. He's playing Khorne, just a mixed Khorne list. No crazy stuff in it yet. Just a bit of stuff, but he has got Hexgorger Skulls in his list. And he's playing against Nagash, and Hexgorger Skulls are awful. Yeah. Like, you just almost don't want to cast spells when they're down. You certainly don't want to cast 8 of them.
No.
So that's you know, it's a bit range limited. So, you know, if Mike can get that off, depending on the mission maybe, and the realm, if he can get that into Nagash, you know, he might have a good chance of just mopping the board up because there's not a lot of things in Rob's army. Yeah. Mike's got quite a lot of bulk. He's got a lot of bloodletters in there. He's got a lot of guys to fight. Although on the other hand, you know, if Nagash gets a good turn of spells off before them skulls, you know, again, it's a good one. Some really good mashups here. Good players that a lot of people, you know, in the Age of Sigmar community won't know, but who are obviously, you know, doing well this weekend. So really looking forward to see these games tomorrow and all the other games that we've got lined up as well. And
so yeah, I agree. Can't wait to, you know, get back to it. We're obviously having the social tonight in the shop, so we'll over to there and have a few drinks and have some food and get to chat to some of the players and
probably take some selfies for Twitter and have some slightly less game relevant coverage and more of just people
having fun.
Well, people have fun playing Age of Sigmar. Different kind of fun. Let's go with that. Right. Well, anyway, again, thank you for tuning in for all our coverage today, guys. We'll be back at it tomorrow. If you want to look at tabletop.to in the meantime, the easiest way to find it is go to tabletop.to, search for Justice Series, and you'll find the Justice Series GT in there. You'll see all the lists, all the pairings, all of the match records from today and all that kind of stuff.
Who's played who, how they've got there. It's all breakdown of the factions that are here, the lot.
Yeah, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow, so we will see you then.
See you later, guys.